welcome to another episode of Kindred StitchFolk. I'm Emily. Thank you so much for joining me in my home. I am completely surrounded by boys. Jimmy, Oski, Teddy. They're all here. Because it's early in the morning.
Mommy?
Yes.
And we were just going to the toy store and buy some toys.
No, we're not. We're not going to the toy store.
Yes, we just did. And I was just in the way you used it. And Mommy just going in the clothes store.
Oh, I go to the clothes store and you go to the toy store?
Yet, and Grandpa's really going into not in the toy store.
No.
But then not in the toys.
Yeah. So, right now, we're not buying any new toys. Nope. You get a prize whenever you go number 2 in the potty, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what did you get yesterday for going number 2 in the potty? For going poopers? Can you show them your prize you got?
I got my toolbox.
You got your toolbox.
It's got lots of tools in it. See, we got a hammer.
Yeah.
And the sun.
And
And the rain.
And that thing, which I have no idea what it's called, monkey wrench maybe? I don't know. Does anybody know what this is called? I keep forgetting to ask.
Monkey wrench. A screwdriver.
And you were working all day yesterday with it, weren't you?
Yeah. And
Fixing things around the house for Mommy. Yeah.
Mommy, do you want to show toys?
Yeah, you can show one more toy, and then Mommy's going to get on to action because it's 2 minutes in. Okay. Well, what is this?
And this is a really
This is a Paw Patrol.
airport.
Yes. Paw Patrol station.
I want to play with it.
Okay, you can go play with it. Sounds like a good plan. So, my last episode, we were all about, we did the live whip parade. Oh, that was interesting. I don't know that I'll do that again. I was so discombobulated. And I didn't show you some of my projects because as I was cleaning up, there were projects that I hadn't shown. I was like, okay, well, I guess that's where I'm at. So I might redo the whip parade sometime soon, but we shall see so that we can have an actual whip parade on this channel. But we also need to do my prep for 45 for my 45th year, which we're doing good on. And then... yeah, I've got a couple other special things in mind, like going through my paper pattern stash and what that looks like and, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe that's something you guys are interested in. I don't know. And also maybe my somewhat stash of fabric that I have for stitching. Oh, and let's address the elephant in the room. I did dye my hair because I was tired of feeling bald. I've never dyed my hair before. I did it at home with a box. My husband loves it. My family thinks it's pretty cool. It does seem to make my forehead more pronounced, but I don't know. I don't know how to do my hair when it's colored. So that's been an interesting thing. I look really bad now when I put my hair up in a ponytail, like really bad. So I don't know what to do anymore. But that's not why you're here. So let's get into the stitching. So I think I really only have things, I mean, I could show you all the things from the past month because I really honestly didn't show you everything before my whip parade. I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, I'll just show you the things that I've worked on in the last couple months. We have no finish. Well, we do have finishes because, in case you missed it, I finished 2 things on my birthday. We've got a slew of new starts and some good progress on some oldies but goodies. Okay, so this is going to be in no particular order. What I pull out of the bag is what I pull out of the bag, which didn't work so well on my live, but you know, just don't know what to tell you. I pile things up and then I go for it as far as my recording goes. So the first one I have to show you is in my Trash Panda bag that I got from a sewist off of Whatnot. Love this bag. Love it so much. And on the inside, she's got this beautiful southwestern print. Love it. I want to really learn how to make that. But inside here, it's such a juxtaposition because inside there is my Peace on Earth pattern from Shakespeare's Peddler, which I recharted and put into Markup XP. And I've also changed the wording right here of Peace on Earth. So now now for mine it says Gentle Darling, which is my code word. I have it even tattooed on my chest. So I am stitching this on, I believe it is, do I have a tag in here for it? Does it say it on here? Oh, that's right. This is the mystery one that I got as a kit, and I'm not really sure what it is. I think this is one of those raw colorways. I believe this might even be 16 or 14 count because as I got going on it, when I first started the border using 2 colors over one, it's an Aida cloth for sure. Didn't look good. It looked very crowded. So I went to 1 strand over one. But then when I got into everything else, it's looking quite faded, but I really like the effect. So we're going to stick with it. So this is what so the last time you saw it, I had this done. Just this outside border. It was a pitiful start. And now I've got all of that done. Now there's like 4 stitches missing from the house and then that house is done. But there's some really cool detail. Do you see that? Look at the speckles in the house. I love it. And this is, I'm using, because I got this as a kit, so I'm using all the called for floss. Why is there a random, this is Jimmy's string for stitching. So I'm using all the called for floss, which means I'm using a ton of Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts, is it? No, Classic Colorworks. Classic Colorworks. And only 3 of the DMC colors. So I'm surprised at how much I am learning to enjoy Weeks Dye Works because I have never been a Weeks Dye Works fan. And so this project has actually really supported my learning of that. There is one color. No, that's in the Earth Laughs and Flowers. I'll show you in a minute. I didn't have to. I get confused because I don't usually use the fancy flosses or what I term fancy flosses. And I've got 2 projects for you today that have the fancy flosses. So, but this is the color palette for the whole thing. And there is a stitch along happening. I know Tara from, I know who she is. I don't. Tara Brock, I believe is her name, is doing the stitch along. There's a couple other people, and I believe the hashtag is Peaceful Summer Sal. So I'm that far along, and I wonder how many stitches that is. This is a big project. This has, I think, over 26,000 stitches. So terrible. So I've stitched 1,580 stitches out of 27,493. So this is a hefty project. Really is. Yeah. 27,000. So actually, this would actually go into the way I categorize anything under 25,000 stitches is a large project. Anything over 25,000 is a mega project. So this barely makes it into the mega project category. Wow. That's crazy sauce. But I love this pattern. Just looking at this picture, you don't realize all the details in it. So when I recharted it, it was crazy to me. This house right here, that was a bugaboo to rechart. The amount of detail in that house there, oh my gosh. But just the amount of detail in the entire project, I am very impressed by it. Obviously, I was very impressed by it last year in the Jingle Bell Ball, because that's when I believe I bought the kit at the Jingle Bell Ball in 2025 because it only came out, came out to public release this spring, so, or summer, whatever you want to call it. So I couldn't have bought it before then, if not at the Jingle Bell Ball. So I liked it. All right, one second, let me get my board and we'll move on to everything else. Okay, my next bag has 2 projects in it on the same fabric, and it's a new stash fabric that I got, which is from the Cottage Cat Designs on Etsy, which I believe they're going to have their own website soon, so pay attention. But they've got a lot of 20 count. It's great. I am finding it difficult on their 20 count, or at least on this one, to get my stitches to lay right. I've tried it in a hoop and in hand. It doesn't seem to matter. My stitches from far away look great, but when I look up at it up close, I'm like, "Eey." But this colorway is called Kai. It's based off of one of their cats' names, and it is blue. Let me take off these little doohickeys I put on there to keep the fabric in place, because now you need to see both projects. So the first project I will show you is Summer Basket, and it is out of the most recent Punch Needle magazine. And as soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. Now, this pattern is stitched on sort of a gray tone fabric, but mine is a blue, and I think it's working out very well. I just had to change the color of the blue of this motif down here because otherwise it wouldn't have shown up. But that is my project so far. I'm on this big house now, and I keep falling asleep. I seem to be stitching this late at night mostly. I don't know why, because why would you stitch on dark fabric late at night? I don't get it. But I keep falling asleep, so I've got these weird mistakes in there from, like, I think I was sleep stitching. I'm serious. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, here's one right here. I did an extra leg of some weird stitch right above that stitch. There's only the house has these little for some reason I want to call them corpuses, but that's not what they're called. Little things sticking out as if they're joists every like third row. And I put an extra one in there. And then down in the basket, I don't even know what I did down there, but I know I did. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. I don't know if you can see it, but there, right there. I couldn't undo it. It was like a knot. I couldn't undo it. So I just left it. And I'm like, it's a design feature. That's all good. So it's just hilarious. But I have been super enjoying stitching on this. And as is my MO, I did rechart it so I could put it up into Markup XP, because I cannot read paper patterns. I can read paper patterns to rechart things, just not to actually work off of. So on Summer Basket, out of 3,409 stitches, I have 1,397 done. So I am 40.98% done. My goal is to have this done this month, for the month of August. I have quite a few goals for the month of August as far as getting done things, finishes. The other project on here is the free pattern from Long Dog Samplers, which is entitled Wishful Thinking. What's going on with my needle here? What is happening with my needle? Oh my, what did I do here? With all of the stuff I've been doing, I seem to have done a funny thing. And I just did another funny thing. I'm telling you, I am just a funny gal. So on this one, I just got in the outside border, and the outside border doesn't match up. And I don't care. even though I should, because this is an extremely symmetrical pattern. But I'm off by 1 stitch right there. But we shall see how things go. Wishful Thinking is another kind of small pattern, actually. It's surprising how small this pattern is considering the coverage it holds. There's only 8,208 stitches on this. I've done 528 at 6.43%. And guess what? I figured out how to lock my screen so it doesn't flip out on us. But I've got plenty of space on this fabric for more things. So I'm probably going to be stitching up a couple more things on this before I cut it all up to do final finishes. Like I could totally stitch a pretty small thing down here and probably even down here, honestly. I'm probably just going to use up every square inch of this fabric because it is gorgeous. It is very wrinkly now. Yes, I know. But I love these two projects. Oh, and I haven't told you, in case you don't know, I love Stitchy stuff on Etsy. And I am stitching this out of rose petals from Stitchy stuff. And I plan on buying some more of her colorways as well. I just, right now I have spent all the money I can spend. Which, by the way, that's one thing that I am rather disappointed in. At the end, we're going to talk about haul. And my haul from 123 Stitch, even though I ordered it on my birthday of July 24th, which is 2 weeks ago now, it's not estimated to be here in Alaska until August 20th or something like that. Yeah, almost a full month to get here. So, like, people sit here and say that it's really fast to order from 123 Stitch. Maybe it is. Like, if you live in Texas, guess what? They're based in Texas. So, of course, it's going to get there fast. But especially those of us who already kind of struggle from receiving mail in any fast fashion, no, it's not going to get to you fast. Especially, I don't know about the UK. I really don't. So, all right, here, let's do The Earth Laughs in Flowers. So this was something I cast on a few months ago in hopes that one day, if I'm able to have a shop, this can be a sampler that I put up in my shop. I am stitching this out of pink sand from WHIPGO, 16 count. And I am using, I believe, all the called for colors. Yeah, because I got this as a kit as well. And this is the one that I have to fix some of it. Sorry, Jimmy's being super cute. What you doing there, baby? Yeah, you got the big lookout tower, didn't you? I'm so proud of you. So the last time you saw it, I was really frustrated with the week's thread fraying on me and then breaking. And so I hadn't done some. And I came back this last 2 weeks or so, and I just went gangbusters on it until I reached a snag in which there was a colorway that is like matching too perfectly to my fabric, so I have to fix it. But I've got all of these done, and this motif is all done, and this motif is all done. And I think it's super beautiful. I believe most of this that is on the fabric now is Weeks Dye Works. I know all the greens are. Look how beautiful that flower is. I just love it. Oh! Again, as is my MO, I did rechart it and put it into Markup XP. One thing I'm finding with Markup XP is it's not, I've never had this problem before now because I've only ever used DMC colors or CXC colors, and Markup XP reads those fine. It doesn't recognize, or maybe I don't know how to tell it to recognize, the specialty threads. It just tries to convert it into a DMC color, and that's not working for me. So it's a good thing that I have the keys because, you know, to tell you what colorway things are, because I just have to double check every time I do a color change that I've got the correct, like either Classic Colorworks or Weeks Dye Works colorway. So now on this, I have done 833 stitches for a total of 9.74% done. There's a total of 8,556 stitches on this. So not a big piece either. I have a goal of getting 2,000 stitches in this month. So I've already, let's see, I've already put in 324 stitches of that 2,000 goal for the month. So that's not bad. What was I going to show you? Oh, yes, the color. So my next colorway that I needed to do for the next motif is this one from Weeks Dye Works called Cinnabar, which I think is absolutely scrumptious. But look how closely that, well, it doesn't look that close on screen. In person, it looks way too close to pink sand. Doesn't it? Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I should try it. Huh. Because I did pull out, I do have a couple, I don't even know what I purchased them for. No idea. But I purchased some Weeks Dye Works I'm sure it was for a project like 2 years ago. And I never even kitted things up. So it's just in my stash now. So I have no idea what these are for. But Carolina Cecil, I was thinking of switching out Cinnabar for Carolina Cecil. I really like that. The only thing is I wondered if it was too close to the one I just used. But no, this Carolina Cecil I think would be really cool for a fall stitch. Like a pumpkin type stitch. I mean, not necessarily a pumpkin, but, you know, a fall Thanksgiving kind of themed stitch. I thought that would be really pretty. But otherwise, here's the rest of the colorway or the palette for this. And I thought that this went pretty good with everything else that was there, including the Cinnabar. But I don't know. Now that I see it on screen, maybe I'll give the Cinnabar a try because I really like it. It'd be nice if that worked. So we'll find out how things go. That's my very next thing. So it's this motif right here that I need to do. That was supposed to be in Cinnabar. So that I'm thinking of putting out for Carolina Cares. So we'll see if I can get that in there. Yeah. Or what colorway I choose to do for that. I really enjoy Quaker stitches. The motifs are challenging, but also very satisfying when you get them done. Like, very satisfying. All right, so 2 new casts on. Or, I know, you guys are like, no, it's not a cast on, Emily. I know, it's a new start. But, you know, I've been a knitter for 30 years. That's the verbiage we use. So, the very first one I'll talk about, I'm very excited about because I've never done a modern folk embroidery pattern or stitch along, and I am enjoying this immensely. I am doing the fast Frisian Sal, in which you stitch anywhere from 134 to 140 something stitches a day. And by day 30 or 31, you have a completed Frisian Sampler. I love the look of the colored Frisian Sampler that is a part of the pattern. Love it. Would have loved to be able to do that. But I was already a day behind when I decided to join the stitch along, so I had to make up a day. And I couldn't sit there. I would love to be able to get some Roxy Floss. Yeah. And stitch this up someday. it would be absolutely wonderful. But in the meantime, I thought to myself, and also Joseph even says on his very first day of the stitch along, he does a daily video in which he does the stitches with you. And on the very first day, he said, you know, you can do this one color or all the colors. He did give some suggestions about some specialty stitches, a long stitch that I think is gorgeous. And I never even thought to myself about doing something like that. But I had already started the stitching for the first day, and I didn't want to mess things up by changing it all of a sudden. So like 50 stitches would be the regular stitches, and then from then on the entire piece would be in the long stitch. So my thought process is I'll use the long stitch someday on some project. I'm really excited by that idea. And someday I want to go back and stitch this again using all the called for floss. But I just chose to stitch this on a 28 count that I had in my stash. It's a DMC colorway, and it's literally just called DMC 28 count linen. That's just all it is. And the floss I'm using is actually an off-brand, but it's the brand that Hobby Lobby has. And if you recall, when I was on my trip, I did buy quite a lot of their curated packs, and I've been wanting to use that floss. Guys, that floss is awesome. I love this floss. It doesn't tangle. It is 100% cotton. I love the color. So the brand is called Iris, and the colorway I'm using on this stitch is Iris 371. This pumpkin one is for a different one. And so that is what I'm doing there, and I absolutely love it. So, oh wait, I'm showing this to you. No, I'm not. I'm showing this to you right side up. So this is days 1 through 4. So I have yet to do day 5, which is today. I will have to do that later tonight when I'm all done with the commitments I have today. But in this same bag, I also went, oh wait, hold on. Does it matter? Let me, because, one thing I discovered in Markup XP, you can go, oh nope, that's the wrong thing. You can go into it and tell it per pattern your daily stitch goal. And I had never done this before this fast Frisian Sal, but I put it in as 140 stitches per day. And when you reach that goal, confetti rains down on your screen. It is so awesome. The first day it happened, I was like, whoa, what's happening? Whoa. And then I was like, oh, that's super cute. And so actually it's giving me a really good drive to do 140 stitches. So I might get this done a little bit faster, because I think every single day I'm going to stitch at least 140 stitches so that I can always get my confetti. So I'm just saying. So on this one, I've completed 555 stitches for 12%, and there are 4,824 stitches in this entire piece. And guess what? I didn't have to rechart it. And actually, this is one of his cheapest patterns on his website. It's only €5, which I believe is $6 US. I don't know if it's still that, if it's going up, but on day 2 of the Sal, when I purchased mine, it was €5. So that made me super excited. Okay. So also in this bag, I don't know if you guys know this, but my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving, hands down, Thanksgiving. And I don't have a single hand stitch piece for Thanksgiving, nor have I stitched anything that's Thanksgiving related. I have lots of patterns though, and I have lots of desires for different things. In fact, in my order from 123 Stitch, there's a bunch more Thanksgiving pieces coming, so I hope it gets here soon. In the meantime, I decided to go back and to stitch the very first Thanksgiving pattern I ever bought, which is from Blueberry Ridge, Sampler Holidays Thanksgiving. It's honestly a pretty, do I want to call it rustic or simplistic? I mean, it's not a hard piece at all. When I recharted this, I was like, oh, that's so simple. Oh, that's so easy. Oh, that's so, like, dude, this is nothing at all. But I really like it. I especially like that house. Oh, but I cannot wait to get up to the turkey. So on this piece, I decided to start stitching from the left bottom and work my way. I don't even know how I'm working it. I think I might be going like this. I don't know. Who knows? But right now, this border here is so boring to stitch. I'm just going to tell you. It's like fall leaves is what it mimics. But I already got bored with it after 1, 2, 3, 4 repeats. So I started in on that bottom lettering. So this is what I have so far after 1 day of stitching. This is stitched on 28 count linen, also from DMC Charles Craft. I don't know what it means to have the yellow label on it, but it's 28 count. I don't know if they put colorways on things. Tea-dyed. So then what was the other one colored? Nope, it doesn't have, the white doesn't have a color. But this one is called tea-dyed. And I thought that the pumpkin color that I chose to go along with this fabric works really well. And I also chose another of my iris colorways for this. So this is iris colorway 273. And I love that pumpkin color. It looks so good. So I am stitching on both of these because it's 28 count. I'm stitching 2 over 2, essentially making it 14 count Aida. And actually, these are super easy to see and to stitch on. I haven't messed up at all. The one thing I will tell you about my Fast Frisian one, this is not even paper thin. This is, sorry, I have my needle in there. This is so thin, you can see right through it. See, you can see my face right through it. So I am making very sure not to carry any of my threads more than 1 or 2 stitch spaces. So, because I am worried about it showing up in the background, but that's okay. I don't mind doing that at all. I'm not so worried about this one. This one doesn't seem to be as see-through. If it hadn't been tea-dyed, I think it, well, look, see? Yeah, I guess it would have been just as see-through. But because of the tea dye and the orange being so close to the color, well, not so close, but you know what I mean. I'm not as worried as that showing through. But I am really enjoying those 2 stitches. And I'm so grateful or happy to be using that iris thread. I really, honestly, I want to look in more to how much iris thread costs versus DMC. And then I also want to compare it as far as like color matching between the 2 brands, because I might be switching over to iris. I'm just saying. It's lovely. Yeah. Okay. Then the next thing I have worked on, sorry about my head being in your shot, is black roses. I finished this motif. What I'm struggling with now is there's 2 more of these flowers facing this way, but Markup XP, the way the pattern was built, so this, where's a piece of paper or something? Okay, let's just pretend this is a piece of paper. So the pattern for that is the band goes, there's the repeat right here of the 2 flowers on top. And then on the same page, but separate from this band, is the 2 extra roses that still go that same way. And Markup XP does not recognize that second band of stitches on that piece of paper. So I'm just trying my best to read the pattern without marking it up and getting that in, because the same problem is going to happen. So once I get all 4 of these roses going across, then it switches, and these same motifs are like mirrored, 4 of them going facing these guys over here. So that's my progress. I have no idea now how many stitches I've done because of that. I'm not good at counting my stitches unless I have some kind of reader that marks it for me and tells me how much. So, but it's not much, because it took me a long time to figure out that what was happening in Markup XP. I was so frustrated. But at the same time, I mean, first world problems. I mean, come on. It's just my ADHD brain. I get lost super quick in a pattern that I can't mark up. I am going down to my dad's print shop today to help out with getting it ready for the big garage sale we're having on Friday and Saturday. And I was thinking I might try to print up the pattern so I can actually like mark it up. And I might do the same thing with the fast Frisian Sal, because Joseph has the entire 30 or 31 days, like everything like set up so that you have day 1, day 2, day 3, and it's all like highlighted and tells you exactly where to stitch and everything. I just thought that was genius. Okay, so let's talk about some plans. I finally found, excuse me, Yoski Boski, I finally found the magazine monthly. Let's see if I can't go to Facebook really quick. Where is Facebook? You can tell I go to it very often. Monthly magazine cross stitch challenge. That's the Facebook group. I finally found it because so many people were talking about doing the acrostics or the special bingo cards and things like that. And I wanted to try that. I'm finding that these little mini challenges are really helping my motivation. I'm not good at stitch-alongs, but because Modern Folk Embroidery, nope, that is not it. Joseph from, the one I was just talking about. Because he's actually broken it up into daily tasks, I'm actually super good at that one. But just a broad term of a stitch along without like detailed instructions, I'm not good at. So on this one, it's really good because they give you, okay, where's my picture? Did I take a picture of mine? So my August 2026 monthly magazine challenge. I don't know why they have it as saying it's a magazine. I don't know why that word magazine is a part of this Facebook group. I think it had something to do with the original intent of the Facebook group, but it's no longer applicable. So the theme for this month is collaboration. And so I took that to mean as in the designers collaborated or something like that. So I put down my mini traveling library because the artwork was done by one person, the design work was done by another, the charting was done by another person. So I saw that as collaboration. So my goal for that is 1,000 stitches. I've totally changed, like with my 45 and 45, I have my full coverage pieces. I don't know what's going to happen with them. So then the acrostic word for this month is forest. And so for what your goal is for every letter of the word forest, you want to find a piece, a project in your stash, or you could start a new project that somehow is represented in some way by that letter, right? So it could have the letter in it. It could have something in it like the title somehow has the F in it, or maybe is titled with the F, or the theme has something to do with the letter F. So that was pretty easy for me in that the earth laughs in flowers. So flowers is the F word, right? And then I put a goal of 2,000 stitches. Then for O, I've got the October 2021 free design by Crochetta A Go-Go. Did I get that out? I think I did. And I wanted to put in 500 stitches on that, or a finish. I'm not really sure because I don't know how many stitches are left. Then R, Home is Where Love Resides by Lila Studio. Since I didn't get that done in July, I would like to get that done here in August. I have 513 stitches left. Then E, I'm doing the European Village, and I'm going to do 1,000 stitches, and that's my stamped kit. And then S is Sweet Kite Flying Kit that I have from a free kit. And I believe I've got 985 stitches left on it, and I'd like to finish that. And then T is the Patriotic Barn Trio. I've got 1,122 stitches left on that, and I would like to get that done too. So a couple of the ones I have here to show you. So the first one is the Sweet Kite Flying Kit. And I wanted to get this done in this month of August because I did start this last year on the first day of Jimmy going to preschool. I thought it would be cool if I could finish it on the same day that he starts going to his second year of preschool. Wouldn't that be cool? Because I see this as Jimmy and me flying kites. Yeah. And this is as far as I have gotten. And this was a free kit from the World of Cross Stitching magazine. Came in one of their monthly kits. And I think I'm going to take some time to rechart that. Okay, I think this is Crochetta A Go-Go's. I think this is it. And this is the one that I have from Crochetta A Go-Go that I want to rechart too. I started recharting it, but I haven't finished it. I'm probably at least 40% done with this. And this is on some 18 count fabric dyed by me. And so, and the colorways are all switched up to be what I wanted. Nothing to do with the pattern. But that is set to be a finish. Those are really the only two that I pulled to show you. I don't know why. Those are the only two I pulled to show you. Because the other thing we are doing this month is obviously my WhipGo. Okay, so you know how just a little bit ago I just said that I'm really good if I have like detailed plans and instructions? Well, I kind of lied because I got the 2026 Whip Warrior diary. And after January, I've totally failed on this. And this is very detailed. Well, sort of. It kind of assumes you know a lot of what's going on. So it doesn't give really any instructions at all. If you go to the Whip Warrior Facebook page, though, they have got a ton of instructions on there. So here's my WhipGo board. Everything colored except for July because I can't... Oh, wait. No. I can't find my highlighter at the moment, so I haven't highlighted. But I do have a bingo because July... But just from my patriotic house, I have a bingo right here. I don't remember where the other 7 is. But for August, she pulled a space 19 and 23. So 23 is another patriotic. I don't want to stitch patriotic. I am not loving that at all. So I am counting my Thanksgiving sampler as a patriotic stitch. So I've actually already completed that goal. And then, but on my across stick, I've also pulled the Patriotic Barn Trio to finish off the first barn. So either way, I will have met that goal. I actually have the Patriotic Barn Trio right here somewhere. Here it is. So Patriotic Barn Trio is done by Waxing Moon Designs. And I recharted the red barn. and been stitching on that, and I'm almost done. I mean, that's all I have left is to fill in the barn and the doors. And then I'm done. I believe. Oh, no, I'm not. I have that entire thing on the bottom to do. If I want to. Which I do because I think that's really cute. I love stitched up quilting motifs. Oh, I just love it. So I do have that as well. And so either way, I'm good for WhipGo, for that call for WhipGo. And then the other one is Christmas on the Doorstep, which is an HMP Studio call. And I forgot to pull that out to show you. So I'll take a picture and insert it here for you. And that's going to be no problem at all. I might even be able to finish that up with, I don't even know how many stitches I've got left, but I might be able to finish that up. So I potentially could have one, okay, summer basket 2. Shoot, where did my cross stick go? Okay, where did my cross, okay. I could have, save the photos. Home is where love resides, so that's 3. Sweet Client Fight is 4. So I could potentially have 4 finishes or more this month. No, Fast Frisian Sal. I could have 5 finishes this month. Oh. So that would be super awesome. So speaking of finishes, what I finished last month on my birthday is Lavender Season by HMP Studio, which I showed off in my live stream, but I showed it off at the very beginning, so people might not have seen it. Finished that up. And then the Do All Things with Kindness by JBW Designs. And this one is on a 32 count linen. And I finished that one up. Yeah. So in 2 months, I'll have finished 7, potentially 7 of my 45 needed. Isn't that exciting? Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, so as for haul, from the Cottage Cat Designs, I got 2 colors from them. I got the first one, which is Kia, and this one, which is Acorn. This came to me a lot more gold than I had expected. I thought it would be a little bit more brown in tone. And so while I absolutely love gold, it's one of my favorite colors, when I combine it with things like dark blue and pink, I'm struggling at the moment to figure out what to stitch on this. I have a couple ideas. I've got a freebie that's a couple of squirrels. That's kind of like a Quaker motif. I thought might be cool if I stitch those in like navy blue on here, you know? But that's a teeny tiny one. But I might use that for that. And then, ironically, talking about dark brown, from the Digi Stitchery, I got my monthly fabric of the month, which is 16 count. It's a 16 by 20 piece. And this is like almost black, but in certain lights you can see the modeling, but it's pretty hard to tell. So this is called Santa's Boots. Let's try this way. Yeah, you can't really tell. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to stitch on this. It would be good for a fall stitch or a Halloween stitch. It would be good for. Yeah. And then lastly, you all know that I joined the Lindy Stitches Summer Stitch Away, or what was, I don't know what it was called. Midsummer Stitch. So here's, she sent you this door hanger. I love that in my package. So the next hangout is going to be Harvest Moon Hangout, September 25th through the 27th. Come, guys. It's only $15. I didn't do any of the classes on Midsummer Stitch. I literally just spent $15, or my husband did for me. And I just joined in on the free events, which there was a ton of. And I joined in on, when those free events weren't going on, I joined in on the stitch rooms, which for this event, there was really only one room that had any kind of engagement going on. So I spent all of my time in that room. Every time I tried to go to another room, nobody was ever in any of the other rooms that had been created. In my order, I got a free, I believe this might have been the one that came with the, you know, the free pattern from Plum Street Samplers. Complimentary chart is a variation of another free chart I designed back in 2018 called Huzzah. It's a 16th century word that today would be expressed as hooray or hurrah. May your celebrations this year be filled with many exaltations. So I got that free pattern, which I'm grateful for. There was a free pattern that was a digital download for the event. I didn't really like it, but I still downloaded it. I have no idea what it is. I did get 2 fabrics. Look at me buying fabric instead of just patterns. So I got a 32 count gray spinal in Lugana by Lindy Stitches? No, by Fiber on a Whim. So I got that. Oh, ignore my fingers. Sorry, guys. No idea what I'm going to stitch with that as yet. Actually, I do. The new release that was done for this event. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen. I can't remember what it's called. But there's somebody who's also doing a stitch along for this, and I really wanted to stitch. I love both the patterns. This is the only one I own. It was an exclusive release and at a discount for this, the Midsummer Stitch Along, or whatever it's called. So I got that. But then again, this one's called, So this is Be Stitch Me Moonlit Garden on 20 count. And it is gorgeous. So this is the colorway that she designed for this event. So I got that. And then there were 2 patterns. There was a bunch of patterns in there that honestly I could buy straight from the designer on Etsy. So when those were for sale, I didn't buy from Lindy Stitches, but there were a couple that I bought. One of them was a Lindy Stitch and it was a download, and then these 2 here I bought. So this first one is called Strawberry Sleuth by Molly Baker. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at that little teeny tiny pink house. Oh, I just can't tell you how much this tickles my fancy. So this one uses Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts, but there are DMC substitutions on the back. So I can do that. And then what's this? Follow the Marigold Needle on Instagram and her shop. So you guys could use that. Use your phone right now if you want to try and use those QR codes. Here's her shop. And then here's her Instagram. I'll try and hold still. Hold on. Let's get the glare off. There you go. And I don't think this pattern is out except for this event, but I could be wrong, honestly. And the other one. Oh my gosh. I could not pass this up. It's from the Drawn Thread, which I've never gotten a pattern from them before. And this is called The Kitchen Garden. And oh my freaking gosh. Let's just take a moment. There's a lot to take in. There's pumpkins, there's carrots, there's peas. I can't really tell. There's a bird over here. Here's the house. But you can look, you see everything growing underground. There's radishes. Oh no, radishes are over here. So what's this white one here? Let me see. Oh, those are onions. I mean, it's just amazing. There's lettuce growing over here next to the radishes. This is what I imagine my garden to be. So she has listing even on the bottom. She's got peppers, onion, carrot, tomato, homegrown peas, radish, lettuce, and cucumber. So I'm assuming those are all the ones. Yeah, because see, here's the cucumbers over here. I'm assuming those are all the ones represented in this pattern. So let's just take a moment. This is as close as I can get without scaring you, I think. I just love this one so much. Obviously, I'm going to have to rechart it. So I'll tell you when I rechart it how many stitches are in this thing. But, the kitchen garden uses some dinky dyes, needlepoint silk.
Take your own food and I want to take it.
Huh? What do you want, my love?
Can you take it?
What am I taking?
Can you take one for you while we put some
Into your room?
Yeah, in the room.
You want to show them your room? Okay, just a minute. Let me finish up all of this, okay? I'm almost done showing them all my goodies. Okay? Okay, you work. And then, it's not. It needs to be in the sunshine. Go put it in the sunshine for a minute. Which there's no sunshine today, but. And then I went to a garage sale last weekend. And I got this tin with seven dwarfs, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which I absolutely love. And this was, I read it before. I read it before. It says made in England, but now I can't read it. England. But anyway, this tin, I love it. This guy and his wife had so much stuff from like the 50s and 60s, and I just loved it. One of the things from the 50s, they had a couple packs of cards. So I spent $2 total at this garage sale, and I got a scooter for Jimmy, that tin, and this deck of cards from the 1950s. And this is called the Congress Playing Cards, Cellutone Finish. So they have literally never been used, ever. And they're just gorgeous. And so I'm going to make them into floss drops. So that was so exciting. Maybe I'll give a couple of them away as a... You need what?
I need magnets.
Magnets?
Yeah.
You need magnets? Okay, well, just a minute, baby. Hold on. Then from when we were on our camping trip. Okay, so I'll go through this super fast because I do need to get going. We went to, so I used to live in the Homer, not the Homer, in the Kenai area, and I love the thrift stores in the Kenai Soldotna town there. And so we spent, and my husband wanted to know what I want to do since we couldn't be outside because it was rainy and extremely windy. And so he was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to stitch all day? And I said, you know what? I want to go into Soldotna, eat at my old favorite restaurant, and go to the thrift stores. And he's like, okay. So we hiked it into Soldotna, which is about a half an hour drive from where we were staying. And we did that exactly that. And so here's what I got from that. So I love these gaudy fabric colored 3-ring binders from the 80s and 90s for photo albums. I love them for my paper patterns in particular, but I just love them, period. I've got 2, and then my mom has 2, but these are the instructions. I've been looking for the instructions, and then I got this this instruction kit and this instruction kit and this instruction kit for fabric frames. That is so exciting, right? So I'm going to be learning how to do that. Then I also got a Stitcher's Tote. So it's a pattern, and I believe this is from, well, it's from Carson, California, but the way it's typed up, I believe this is also from the 80s. 1987. You know me and my vintage patterns. You did? Good job. But I want to put this together. And then they had, at one of them, they had these computer dust cover sets that somebody handmade, and I got it for $8. And I don't know how to undo it or anything. But anyway, that's what they look like. This one has a rooster. I have no idea how to. So this is made in Alaska. It's even got the made in Alaska tag on it. And I might use these for my actual computers. I've got two between my husband and myself. And then love this one. I just love both of them. I just love them both. So duckies. I mean, come on. Okay, so this is attached there. So there's the Made in Alaska sticker. I guess this is supposed to come off. I'll figure it out. I'll show you guys maybe sometime else. But then, of course, so one of the things that my print shop used to do, we used to print up all of the gold Made in Alaska stickers. That's the standard in Alaska to know that it is handmade or just made in Alaska, period. Like, that's been my entire life. That's how you know that this is an actual made in Alaska piece. But I got both of those, and they were $8, and I wasn't going to quibble about that because those are all handmade. And then for 99 cents each, no, $1 each, I got the stained glass rose pattern for quilting. And these mainly are, I've thought to give to my sister and her daughters. Easy accent applique. I just couldn't pass those up because look at them on the back. This one, oh, this one's gorgeous. The Misty Meadows Primer. This one even comes with some of the fabric in the back. What? This one is so cute. Cabin Fever Bears. And this is a Made in Alaska pattern. I will show you on the back. And then we've got Lizzie Be Creative. And this is Someone to Watch Over Me pattern. Look at all that. It's a fireplace with all of those pictures. So you could print your family's pictures on the fabric and put them into these frames on your quilt. Just could not. Oh, I laughed so hard at this one. Look at this toilet seat cover. I want that on my toilet seat. Oh. And then the one cross stitch pattern I found in the entire thing. I'm not even sure if it even has the pattern in it. Let's find out. Is this one. Yeah, let's find out. Oh, yep, there's the pattern. Okay, I've got it. Wow, that's a lot of backstitch. But I got that pattern. And then I got this quilt. I love barn bridges. And this one comes with two patterns in it. So we got the summer version and the winter version. And these are all, a lot of these are applique pieces. Then I got something for Jimmy. And then I got, there was all this pearl cotton, DMC pearl cotton. So I got everything they had in that because they were all 25 cents. Or were they 10 cents? I think they were 10 cents. Yeah. And it looks to me like Jimmy put in some floss in there as well. Just because he could. These are all from Prism. But, so I got all those flosses. And for diamond painting, this obviously came from Temu, but I got that for $1. And the last thing I got is a kit. This is a barely started latch hook. No, I am recording. Rose collection. And how much did I pay for this? $3. It's a latch hook kit. Let's open. And can I open it and see? Nope, not gonna open it right now. Need to do some surgery on it. But that's it. That's what I got as far as my haul. And now I can put this all away and give my sisters their patterns I got them and everything. Yeah, this is great. So lots to do, right? How am I gonna get it all done? I don't know. Will I get it all done? No idea. Will I try? Yeah, because I really love this stuff. All right, my darlings, until next we meet, remember to stitch what you love and love what you stitch. Ta-ta for now.
Are you helping him, Jimmy? Yeah. Yes, you are on the forklift. Yeah, he is silly.